In June of 2016, we had the opportunity to come to the University of Texas and coach the greatest team in college baseball at the greatest university. And so there's a lot of excitement, but there's also a lot of unknown. And within that unknown, it was the players that we were absorbing. And the thing I was really so excited about the beginning of fall is how our team really was very receptive to our coaching style, our coaching philosophies, and our coaching belief. And that made it a lot easier for the staff. As we rolled into the spring, we had most of our questions answered. I've dealt with kids in the past that wanted to try to create chemistry. And it's not about creating it, it's about playing together, winning and losing together, sweating together, working hard together, being on the bus together, being in the dugouts and fighting and clawing together. And you could just see that continue to get better, and the excitement of being positioned to have opportunity to continue to advance. We played for basically 5 championships, and we had an opportunity to be successful and to complete 2 of them, and that's the Big 12 championship, where we played in the tournament finals, and then the regional championship. And as well as we played in the consistency of our team all year, we still were a question mark of whether we were going to be invited to the NCAA tournament. And I think going into the West Virginia, the final series, that was a critical weekend. We had to win, in my books, we had to win 2 out of 3. And then we had to, in my opinion, still do well in the Big 12 tournament. And we accomplished both of those to position ourselves. As good as our RPI was, it also depends on what's happening throughout the country and what's happening with automatic bids versus at large, and how the pecking order takes place. So I felt like our team embraced that and understood what we had to do to continue to play. Once we got into the regional, and it was an interesting draw for Texas, for us. I liked the draw because I felt like there were 4 balanced teams there, not one dominating team. And it put us in a position to compete with 3 very similar teams. We opened up the regional with, in my opinion, the best pitcher that we faced all year in Griffin Canning from UCLA. We beat him here at Dish Fault, and then we beat him again in the regional with a great blast by Casey Clemens, and with great team defense and great pitching by Nolan Kingham. And that moved us to maybe the most interesting and exciting games of the entire year, when we played Long Beach in Game 1, the second game of the regional, in extra innings, where you saw a great backup play by Brett Boswell at second base, an incredible relay play by Ryan Reynolds, and just multiple plays throughout the ball game by both teams. Really the essence of college baseball, watching those 2 teams lay it out there to advance into that winner's bracket. And we came out on top with great pitching by Morgan Cooper, and you know, it was an exciting night, but at the same time, we still weren't finished. And I think the players definitely understood we had work to do. Unfortunately, we lost the next 2 games by 1 run, and that's one of the nemesis of this team this past year, was the 1-run loss. One of the toughest things, especially on the road, is when you get to a 2-0 in a regional, and that 2-0 positions you better than anybody in the region. And it was unfortunate that we didn't finish, but there's no way that I'm going to look at this season based on 2 ball games, because the body of work was tremendous. We finished 9th in team ERA in the country. We finished 4th in team defense from 207 the year before, and we finished 4th in double plays turned. And when you take that and you really look at the overall picture of that, it's about a mindset, and it's about pride, and it's about creating that type of chemistry that we look for. So when you look at 2017, you look at a team that, in my opinion, grew, developed. We reaped some benefits with the professional draft, and now we got to put the pieces back together. And by doing that, it takes a lot of dedication from my assistant coaches in recruiting, and the commitment that it takes to get back to the 2017 level and beyond. That, for me, is just a start. We're not trying to get into a regional. We're trying to position ourselves to win a national championship. And the only way that you can do that is to get into that regional. That's the first step. And so we did accomplish that. The one thing I'm proud of is we put the University of Texas baseball back on the national map, in the national scene, and we're going to build from there.